Barry Paul,
Check.
but Tony Hughes has hit more.
Sure has.
All checked.
2 pair for Tony Hughes.
Oh, if it comes a 6 or a 4, I don't like
3.
Barry Poole's chances.
Well, Danny Abella's sitting there with
6.
a 5.
6,000.
A little bet there from Hughes with 2 pair.
Call.
Paul's tied in his own mind. Not wrongly or rightly, just that he wants to get involved.
Well, you could understand Poole thinking he might have the best hand
Yes.
right now.
And Abella gets rid for a change. Nothing wrong with that. And so Hughes has got the potential to win a bit more.
Poole needs a 5. That is his only out right now in the deck.
The 4 would be a crucifying card for him. So if it's a small enough bet for Hughes,
Check.
he should get paid off, but he's checked. That's a massive check. He must be worried of the 2.
Check. 100 cash.
Sometimes you don't know what people are thinking about. Tony Hughes might have outthunk himself there, Steve. He'll take the pot, but a bit of muttering to himself.
The 2 and
Could have had
4,000.
more.
We'll change the dealer.
First level of blinds is done and doormatted, and Dan Abella out in front. There's not much between these players except Barry Poole is hanging low.
Just take a look at Roy Brindley's bet frequency. 6%. That is tight. And he called me tight one. Playing to the way he's the trademark. First couple of rounds, keep it nice and tight. Expand after that.
Well, blinds 2 and 4,000.
So stop
Just ups the incrementation ever so slightly, and talking about how tight Roy the Boy has been playing, Steve, but it's only cost him 3,000, which just goes to show you folding the first 15 or 16 hands doesn't really send you backwards in any serious maneuver.
Pass. Call.
So Barry Paul calls with the 9-8, I think. Or did he? No.
Yeah, he just limped in.
Yes.
Is he getting a bit desperate? Look at Barry Poole's hands fingering his chips. It's like he wants to get them in. And Brindley's outflopped Poole, but
Does he know?
Check.
He's going to find out.
6,000.
look at Roy Brindley's chips. They're all stacked up there like a peppermint stick.
He's had so much time on his
I
hands.
tell you what, I mean...
That's a man who's got too much time on his hands.
Wouldn't be surprised if you found out he wove a basket while he was sitting there.
He makes key rings for people on the quiet.
Takes
That's
that
basket weavers.
I tell you what, Mike Carra used to say you can tell the way a man is playing by how he stacks his chips.
Artistically. There's a mistake there. One's a bit too far over. That's annoying me, the red ones now.
Oh, he's seen it as well.
He spotted it. He wouldn't be happy if he saw that. Well, Barry Paul may be tempted with these 2 cards. He's down to half his original chip stack. He calls with the Jack
12,000.
King suited.
Raised.
Immediately raised behind with Roy Brindley's Ace Queen. Is there anything else out there lurking? Small pair to a raise to another professional around the table. You'll be aware of the person who raised.
That's exactly what's happened. Respect given from Simon Zach, and it wasn't a huge raise. It's only, I believe, a total of 8,000.
12 in total. And it means Paul's got to find another 8.
Oh, 12 it was, right? Yeah.
Call.
I think it's right, so
Is that 290? No, sorry.
Flop here between Roy the Boy and Barry Poole. Pool with the 2 live cards needing to hit a pair, but it's a beautiful flop for the boy.
It certainly is, and things have not gone very well flop-wise for Paul. Roy deciding whether to bet or whether he can afford to give a free card. He can't, I don't really think he can start doing too clever. He's just working out how much to bet.
15,000.
You don't want to get too fancy, do you, in this game?
Bet there of 15,000. Which really does seal it in my eyes anyway. I don't see how on earth Paul could consider calling. Of course he could always raise and go all in, but that's another move, and perhaps for another day.
Yeah, Pool was looking at an itchy trigger finger there, but Roy the Boy says, slow down, soldier, you made the right decision, and shows his ace-queen while stacking the pot.
No one to play with? There's always partypoker.com.
Pass.
Slinging ace-3 in the muck, not getting involved in any low kickers at the moment. Would do later on perhaps.
10,000.
And Simon Zach getting busy with quite an interesting hand. He's got 5-4 of hearts. Darren Tweedy.
Oh, this is...
Flat calls behind him.
It's clever. It's very clever. Simon Zach could get himself into an awful trouble here.
I get 1,000
I'll
back,
give
right?
1,000 back, yeah. Fold.
And
Thank you.
And with the 2 of them left.
Isn't-
Simon-
isn't it amazing how the first time Simon Zach gets out of line here, he's run into a brick wall. Poker has the potential to just bite your head off
He's
sometimes.
hit trip queens, and there's an ace on board that Zach could represent, but he must be wary of what Tweedy called with.
Check.
Oh, he could have checked there, could he not?
15,000.
He's just got to be careful, but he's giving himself a chance to get away from it.
He's just praying that Zach has an ace, but...
Pass.
Oh, and he
He's
shows
shown
it.
him.
Very nice.
I would imagine from the play we've seen so far, it's hard to sort of gauge how the people are feeling out there. It's a bit uneasy. Nobody really knows where anybody's up to, really. Not a feeling of what players are about yet, and getting a read on players.
Pass.
Well, it's clear that Tweedy is
Pass.
enjoying himself immensely. And
Call.
Call.
I don't think Barry Poole is. What would you do with Roy Brindley's hand here?
Pass.
Ace 4.
I think he just doesn't want to get involved in a danger hand, and
Erase.
ace with a low kicker. Isn't that fantastic a hand when there's people to be betting after you?
Poole against the big blind, and in a very strong spot for it, dominating Simon Zach with the ace 3 against the king 3. I was going to say that if a king comes, he'll feel like he's played the hand all wrong.
Check.
And if 2 kings come, he could be
Check.
out of here. Oh, what if the ace comes?
He's got to check again.
Check.
Can you get a bet from Paul? Is Paul at desperation door?
Check.
Not yet. He's going to be checking it. Probably best to bet now, just in case he checks it down again. He's really got to put it a little bet.
8,000.
Well, 8,000's roughly the size of